Peter's nanny. Peter was staying the weekend with his nanny away from the cowardly bully he was suffering from his mother's new man in her life. Peter's nanny was well aware of what was going on back at his home, but there was little or nothing she could do about it. Had Grandad been around, he would have beaten Peter's mother's new fancy man to a pulp for what he was doing to Peter. There again, it would have been doubtful that Peter's Grandad would have approved of the way Peter was turning out. After all, it was obvious by now Peter was not exactly growing up to be a man's man. Nanny, though, was a different kettle of fish. Although on the outside she could appear rough and ready, deep down she had a heart of gold. She was the one member of the family who did not appear to have a problem with the way Peter was growing up. She did not mind him playing with dolls' houses, nor did she mind him playing dress-up games. To her it was a lot better than him being boisterous and round like so many of the other boys. Nanny also did not mind the fact that Peter liked having his bottom smacked, so long it was not too hard. Many a time would Peter end up over his nanny's knee for a taste of her slipper. Whenever Peter stayed at Nanny for the weekend, she would see to it that Peter would always have the seats of his pajama pants well and truly smacked before bedtime. Sometimes Peter wondered if he had truly found a kindred spirit in his nanny, as well as wondering if she really enjoyed smacking his bottom. She certainly made a good job of it. Tonight was no exception. After watching the early evening television, which included the Generation Game, Juliet Bravo, and the two Ronites, Peter went upstairs to put his pajamas on. As well as other things, Peter had a little hidden interest of magic. Peter had a cousin called Karen who claimed, among other things, to be a pagan witch. Although academically Peter's cousin Karen was miles ahead of him, Peter had shown some interest in this subject and had managed to get his mother to purchase some magic pajamas for him. They were a light pastel blue, with white and pink stars, rabbits, books, and magic wands on them. Possibly they were a little effeminate, but they were a lot more interesting than the normal poo-colored brown stripy ones that most boys of his age wore. Once Peter had washed his face and cleaned his teeth, he trotted down the creaky staircase to receive his bedtime spanking. On entering the living room, he saw that Nanny had already removed one of her slippers and was holding it in her hand ready to smack Peter's bottom. Without any more shenanigans, Peter duly placed himself straight over Nanny's lap and she proceeded to deliver some stinging smacks to Peter's rear. Smar. 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 A dozen medium to hard smacks with Nanny's slippers were brought down onto Peter's bottom. "Up you get," said Nanny, happy with her evening work. Peter kissed Nanny goodnight and went straight up to bed.